and
Can
helps each other.
concerns include people who become problems?
How do you solve a problem like Maria? Murder her and put her in the ground. Welcome to the Tabletop Travel Guide, the podcast where we explore fictional worlds and civilizations right from the comfort of our own table. I'm Sam, and I'm back.
Yay!
Woo! And this week, or recently, I guess, in gaming, we have been playing through Season of Ghosts, and in the most recent session that we had, I had some great takedowns, and I was very proud of my little character for knocking out all these little dudes so that everybody else could finish off the boss. It was great. I got MVP for the session. I was very thrilled.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm Kacia. I was the DM for that session. I was getting really nervous that they were all going to die. And then in one round, Sam took out two in a single round, and then you took out, I think, a third after that. So really turn the tides for the party.
You're welcome.
Good job trusting your party. Good job. And I'm Ryan, and I haven't played Pathfinder in a long time, but I have a couple of friends. We are playing like a little bit of Return to Moria. So it's like a video game, and you go back to the Mines of Moria, and you like explore the Mines of Moria, and we're just started, and it's fun. I don't know.
Nice.
I yearn for the mines.
All right. So as you can tell, we have a different guest host this week. So Tyler is taking care of the baby, so I can be down here. So our fabulous friend Kacia is jumping in to host with us this week. We're very excited to have her. So before we jump into content, just as a reminder, you can support us on Patreon. There's a link in our show notes and also a page on our website, or you can search us on Tabletop Travel Guide Podcast on Patreon. Did you misspeak anything last week?
Not that I am aware of, but
I listened to the episode, but nothing
jumped out to me.
Caught my attention. So let us know if
no one called us out on the Discord.
Okay, all right. So we're great. So we'll jump into today's episode. Ryan, take it away.
Yeah. So this week I have to do a small introduction to the Screaming Jungle, and then eventually we'll get to our main topic. So the Screaming Jungle
needs no introduction. No,
screams east of Vidrian. So we've talked about Vidrian before, and then northeast of Mizali. So we're like kind of slowly moving our way north/east-ish from the places we've already talked about. It is a smaller jungle than the actual like large Mwangi jungle. It's only 250-ish miles wide, which for our metric friends, I put it in here somewhere, 320 kilometers.
Oh, look at us.
Yes.
We know metric.
Yes, I know we have some international non-U.S. freedom-loving listeners.
Look, we should all be on the metric system. Why do we have our own system? It's stupid.
Some people are special.
You know, fun fact, the U.S. passed a law that says we're supposed to do metric. And then everyone looked at how much it would cost to replace the signs and went, eh.
Well, all right, that's valid. We should have just started with everybody. Anyway, moving on.
So yeah, it's called the Screaming Jungle because it's full of screaming primates and screaming birds that constantly scream.
Oh,
peaceful.
And also there are insects and birds that can mimic other sounds. So they're like, they like magnify the screaming of more screaming.
Just echo scream.
What kind of screams? Like party or horror?
Like things dying screams. It's a very dangerous place.
Okay, so
I was really hoping it was like woo girl screams.
That's what I was hoping. Like you're approaching and there's a party happening in this jungle that you want to join, but sounds like no.
Is it more terrifying though if it's like mostly terrifying screams and then you just hear like woo?
At least it like breaks it up a little bit.
So, like, broadly speaking, there's not a whole lot written about the Screaming Jungle. It's very, very much written as like the mysterious bad place for you to like plop an adventure into. The consortium has sent a couple expeditions into there. None of them have gone well.
Oh boy.
Mostly because the consortium is kind of an ass, and they like walk in like, show me where all your diamonds are. No?
Wait, so are there people here? Not just screaming animals?
There are a couple small enclaves in one city.
I mean, it would be funnier if the consortium was walking in and talking to the screaming monkeys, give us your diamonds. And they were just like, but...
Woo! So there's not a whole lot in here, but there are a few places that I found interesting. So the first one, I'm going to totally mispronounce this, but Elokolahoba.
Oh, there's so many O's.
I know. Elokolahoba?
Sure, if you say it faster,
it
goes better.
It's a city inhabited by enhanced crocodile-faced fae. And then, go on. Questions?
Yeah, about the crocodile enhanced part.
So they're like people, but they have like crocodile heads.
Just the full crocodile head.
It's like a shorter nose, but kinda. Okay. It's like, I have a picture, if Sam was on there, you could show. It's like 60% man, 40% crocodile.
Okay.
It's my favorite ratio.
Fun. So they start like that. They're called Bilikos. And then if they eat enough, they transform into Ilikos.
I'm sorry, are there Pokemon now?
Kinda. And their main thing that an Ilikos can do is it can change its size at will. It can get really, really big.
Does it become more of a crocodile when it
No, they just get bigger.
Just larger, okay.
What's that super? That's a DC superhero, right? I guess Ant-Man too, kind of like when Ant-Man gets big.
Sizes.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's just bigger.
Okay, and is it a specific thing that they're consuming?
Well, humanoids. They like to eat humanoids.
Okay, so once they have the taste of human flesh, if
you want to bulk up, you need protein. Okay.
Yeah, when they eat enough.
Okay.
So the city that they live in, it's a ramshackle of barely standing buildings, and like these war bands or groups of them will kind of roam around and like hang out for a couple days in there and then leave. Like no one. It's very communal. Like nobody owns any of the buildings, and they're all just one step away from falling apart. The streets are lined with the bones of things they can't eat or digest. So there's lots of treasure sitting around along with bones.
So they don't necessarily hoard things. If they're like, I can't eat it, it just goes in the street.
They just kind of like eat it whole, and then it's like they burp up the magical item.
But
like,
say if someone was mining diamonds and crossed in,
be a great place to go.
They might eat the person, but leave the diamonds.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
So it is a very appealing place to send adventurers to. Turns out no one really ever comes back. They get eaten.
What's the life insurance policy like if you're going here?
I think there's no life insurance. I don't think anyone's insuring you. The other fun fact about them, so there's traps all around the city. They're smart enough to like make traps. So there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of traps around the city to catch people if they come close, and then they eat them. And if they don't catch enough people or like things to eat, they'll pick up the bones off the floor and they'll make bone broth.
Oh.
And they drink the bone broth.
If they don't eat enough, do they shrink then?
I don't think they shrink. They just get really hungry. And like their primary way to entertain themselves is they have like frat bro competitions where they see who can get biggest.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so there could be woo girls screaming.
There could be woo girls there. Yes, it's quite possible. Yeah, so that's the city I'm not going to try to make the name of again. They're pretty cool. There's the Kacia River. It's like the equivalent of almost like the Amazon, winding all the way through the screaming jungle. All I have is it's so dense with snakes that sailors get really good at swatting away snakes. So it like rains snakes.
Nope.
Wait, have you heard of Snake Island?
No.
Is that a real thing?
This is a real place.
No.
What?
Is it full of snakes?
Or
is it like Greenland and Iceland where they're opposite?
It is legitimately full of snakes. It is. The name is very accurate.
Oh, I hate it.
I don't remember where it is now, but they used to have a lighthouse there that would be staffed by people.
What? Oh, probably because it's yeah, okay.
And their families, but enough people did not make it on Snake Island.
Listeners, if you know where Snake Island is, if you have been there,
if you have been to Snake Island, please let us know. Yeah, so there's just snakes all down the river, but the whole crew, like they just get used to like just doing their daily job and then swinging their oar and like smacking a snake off. Yeah. Yeah, snakes.
But they stay in the river.
Yes, it's actually like an important commerce route through the jungle.
I mean, that's polite.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like jumping up and like, wah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
like
then
Snake Island, they're coming down from the trees. This, you know where they are.
Oh, they're coming down from the trees here too. Yeah, 100%.
Well.
They're waiting to strike, yeah. And then Engineer Ryan likes Dabeed.
Okay.
Dabeed is just like a huge termite mound.
What?
like over 100 feet tall.
Oh.
Sometimes can touch through the clouds depending on the time of year. And they're just normal termites. Like there's nothing magical or like wildly weird about it. They're just millions and millions and millions of termites.
So it's not like a termite humanoid.
No, it's just
It's
termites.
just that many termites and they go that big.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
it. I just think it's really cool. It's just a huge termite mound.
Do we think this could happen here if there were enough termites in one place? Like,
So
is this an accurate representation?
I think the thing that they get away with is they have like a fungus they cultivate, which I know termites, I think, do this in real life, but that like fungus ends up being like rebar, like it reinforces the mud.
Oh, yeah.
So that helps them build higher. And the whole tower is like just surrounded by, again, bones, like just everything picked clean. And it like the brief entry talks about like, yeah, if anything just gets too close, they just get carried away by millions and millions and millions of termites. Like there's no fight.
It's like Gulliver's Travels, but like the horrifying version.
Yeah.
Right. But land is free, we discovered.
Land is free. Free real estate.
Yeah, so you could build there.
It's true.
It might not last.
You'd need a lot of termite traps.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd pass building inspection.
I don't think a building inspector would actually come there.
That's probably not true.
What if we built it of metal?
I mean, yeah. Good luck
And then you just have
getting
to,
a contractor to like transport a bunch of metal out there.
I don't really want to live by the termite mound. It's fine.
but then you just have to keep out the snakes
Yeah.
and the people trying to eat you.
Yeah.
The Screaming Jungle just sounds fabulous.
Yeah. So we don't technically have to rank it, but I'm going to put in my number for 0.
Yep, me too.
Don't visit.
I don't know.
Kacia's like, there was treasure.
Maybe I'd walk by it. I don't know if I would go inside, but it sounds interesting.
Sure. A tangential visit to like stand from like an observation post and be like, see, there it is.
Yeah, like if there's a guided tour to take you around the perimeter.
We want the one like smarty crocodile man who's like not buying into the frat boy culture.
Sure.
Like, yes, let me take you on a tour.
Sure. Sure.
We'll just get led around by some like hulking man.
If I would go to a frat party with the crocodile people if they agreed beforehand not to eat me.
Yeah.
Assurances.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Might be a fun party.
Yeah. So that's the Screaming Jungle. It's maybe not the best place in Golarion,
But maybe not the worst.
but maybe not the worst. So deep inside the northeast corner of the Screaming Jungle lies the actual topic of this, Osibu.
Oh, it's in the jungle.
It's in the jungle.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about how to get to Osibu first. So it's like I said, the northeast part,
Mm-hmm.
you have to either leave from Vidrian and travel east or north from Mazzali. And then you have like 200 miles to trek through the jungle.
Sure.
So you got to get there first, which isn't great. Then, as you approach the city, the jungle tries to kill you harder.
What?
So like all the animals get more aggressive, more poisonous, more man-eating. All the plants get more poisonous, more
Is
aggressive.
this an intentional security measure?
It is an intentional security measure.
Effective.
Yes.
Mm.
And eventually you'll get to probably encounter a statue of a druid. These statues are called the Twice Honored Women. And they are what's like controlling their like druidic sources of power. And they make everything on the incoming side angrier.
Oh.
Twice as hard?
Maybe, possibly. And then on the other side, if you like get through there, everyone's like nicer. So then you could like just be hanging with snakes.
And they're
Oh.
chill.
And they're like chill. As long as you don't threaten the snakes, they're like chill snakes or like chill panthers.
But you can't approach from that side. The only
No,
way
yeah,
in
it's
is
a circle.
through.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got to go through the bad side to get there.
Okay.
So, okay. I'm just trying to think of my geography. So we have the Screaming Jungle,
Uh-huh.
but you said that this is on like one corner
It's
of
like
it.
in the northeast corner of it. Yeah.
So then what's on the other side?
I can look at the map.
Because like, could you get to it from the other side? Like, could you not do the 200-mile trek through the Screaming Jungle? Could you come in
I don't think
from?
there's anywhere
Could you
inhabited to
fly
come
over
from.
it?
Yes. Can you drop
you'd have to-
yourself? like,
You
You'd have to
parachute
cross the
in.
Shattered Range. So you have to cross
Oh.
mountains to come from the other side.
okay, so the other side has mountains.
Yes.
Okay.
Either way,
Could
not
you
great.
could you fly in?
I mean, I assume so. Yeah, you'd have a hard time seeing it because it's like fully covered in trees. So like you wouldn't know
Exactly where you were going.
to like drop in there. Basically,
So maybe you drop into the good spot. Maybe you drop into snakes.
Yeah, and so we'll get there, but it's actually really hard to even find. So once you get there, once you get to the actual border, you'll be met by someone, and you either have to submit to a geas.
What is this?
GEAS. Sam's opening it. It's like a promise spell, like a promissory spell.
Okay.
So
there's not a pronunciation guide with it. So
the spell in Pathfinder basically is like you make an agreement to something and there will be consequences. So in this case, you have to promise to never talk about the city. Like it's a secret city. And if you break your promise, essentially they'll drug you and make you sleepy and like put you out somewhere else, and they'll give you what's called like the long dream.
Oh.
And they'll make it so you think that you had a dream of visiting the city.
So if you can't talk about it, how do people know about it to
we'll get there. Don't worry.
Okay.
We will get there. So for the most part, like people live there. There's about 10-ish thousand people. But if you do end up being a traveler, more than likely you've like stumbled upon it accidentally. And you're cool. They like let you in. You'll see this absolutely beautiful collection of plants, stained glass, docile animals all over the place. Like it's just like the most beautiful botanical garden you could ever possibly imagine.
Oh, well, it sounds really cool.
Yeah. Yes. And actually each district in the city, there are 12 districts. They're called the 12 Gardens. And each is its own distinct theme of jungle and flora and fauna. So like 12 different botanical gardens that people live and work and do all the kind of stuff in there.
And you can, if you make it there, you can stay there and live there.
Yeah, they'll like generally they're wary of outsiders, but they're not gonna.
Might depend on your credentials.
Yeah, they're not gonna kill you like on site. It's not like that. You might also encounter young Osibans. They're about to embark on their sprouting. So this is how like the city continues to grow. When young people come of age, they leave the city and they kind of go on like their coming of age journey where they go somewhere else in Golarion and they learn and like pick up stuff and then they come back and they share all they've learned.
Do they have to go through the hard path to leave then?
It's unclear, but I assume there's like enough druidic stuff that they can like get out safely. Like that's this isn't.
I mean, that would just be a much different journey.
This isn't like a YA novel where it's like first you must cross the screaming jungle. You've turned 16. Time to go past the walls.
Look, as we have all learned, that would be a bestseller.
It probably would.
I did just read the new Hunger Games book, and I would read that book too.
There you go. And then when they come back from like their coming of age, they serve in the militia for a year, and they like share everything they learned. So they have like a procedure to make the city like grow and develop and stay up to date.
Very cool.
As you walk around the city, no one really seems to want or need for anything. Food and water are 100% covered. They don't even use money. They just all kind of deal exclusively in favors. Like everybody kind of knows everybody. And it's like, hey, I want some fruit. I'll help you next week in the future. And you're like, cool, that's fine. Do that.
That's nice. It's making me nervous.
Kacia's like, it's too good.
It's too good.
Have you seen Midsummer?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Everyone here is a vegetarian. We don't eat our animals.
Okay.
Love that.
The jungle provides what they need. We're not savages, so everybody's a vegetarian. They're, like I said, tight-knit community. They are an elected democratic society. So every year they elect like their 100 representatives and they all take care of each other in the city.
Yeah, it's suspiciously good.
They've solved aging, basically.
What?
So they've gotten it down to the fact that they know when they're going to die. They can like double or triple their lifespans. And then they're so good about knowing when they're going to die, they can basically attend their own funerals and be like, hey, I'm going at like 3 p.m. tomorrow. So let's throw a huge bomb party today.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah, and everyone's like, yeah, that's like part, and it's like a huge celebration. Like,
and we're pretty much like dying of old age at this point.
Oh yeah, 100%. Everyone like they're not dying of. There's no cancer. They solved cancer. There's no like diseases. Like they fixed all of that.
Okay,
it's a utopia.
It's a perfect society.
My body
definitely isn't going to have any dark.
No. They're saying is out of mind into soil.
Okay.
Any concerns go into the soil, and the community solves the concern. Everybody helps each other.
Can concerns include people who become problems?
How do you solve a problem like Maria? Murder her and put her in the ground.
So as a visitor, you just need to make sure you don't run afoul of the government. But that's probably true anywhere, right? Like you don't just go break all the rules.
Sure.
Yeah. There is, so the 100 strong assembly is called the Chiayup. And there are an additional 12 who represent like one for each of the districts, the 12 gardens. and the eldest Chiayup, the Ochiayu. I have pronunciation, guys. I'm trying.
You're doing great.
Or Chiayu. She's currently a female halfling named Umanja Jinga. She's the only one, the leader one, the Orchiayo. The way like her powers work, once you become the eldest of them, you lose the ability to foresee your own demise. Like you don't see it. So like the incentive is you spend all your time and energy helping your city, and you just like don't worry about your mortality. Like
it keeps you in the present.
Yes. And then whenever a Chiaya passes one of those 100, their spirit takes a second pass at protecting the city, and they inhabit one of the druidic statues. Thus, where the twice honored women comes from. They are honored on the like assembly, and then they are honored as guardians of the city.
Are all of the Chiayups women?
No, but it is stated in the book that everyone born in the city has a divine feminine energy.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right,
so
I'm more on board with the utopia. It's run by women. I'm sure it's fine.
Thought you'd like that.
So nervous about this great matriarchal society.
Kacia's like, where does it go down? It's going downhill somewhere.
And then technically there's like this big tree. In fact, he's the oldest tree in Golarion.
He?
Is
he an ent?
He is, he's an arboreal, yes.
Yeah.
He's named Damari Genie? Damari Genie? We'll go with that. Damari Genie.
What's he like?
Well, so he's 10 millennia old.
Okay.
He does a lot of sleeping. He mostly sleeps.
Oh, buddy, I would too. It's
Yeah.
okay. He's like Grandma Willow from Pocahontas.
I was
Kinda.
just thinking about, does he give advice?
He does.
Yes.
He used to answer 3 questions a day from any commoner.
Oh.
But now he only answers 1 because he's tired.
That's fair. I
I
mean,
support that.
I get
that
it.
could be a lot of like people asking him questions.
Yeah. His first memory, this is kind of sad, is of Starfall.
Oh,
So he was
buddy.
here for Starfall, and he watched all his siblings die.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, so he kind of just hangs out in Osibu. He chats with, the government, the head of state, the Ochiayo, and gives 1 question a day to a random commoner. And like,
Is there a line of people waiting to ask questions? Do you camp out?
it's not entirely clear, but it sounds like mostly the commoners don't really pay him much regard. Like they have
Well,
their
if you
daily
lived
lives.
here all the time, like it's probably not as like novel as if you were like,
Yeah.
oh my
fair.
gosh, I can ask this tree a question.
I still feel like I would try to get as many questions as I could, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he mostly these days just talks to Umanga Jinga. They've had like a 30-year friendship. They were like really butted heads initially, but he appreciates her like quick halfling wit, and they kind of go back and forth and verbally spar, and they have
That
a good.
sounds like a cute buddy comedy.
Yeah. And he's also the source of all the druidic knowledge. So he's kind of the entity that brought all the wonderful plants and the druidic statues. Like he's the center focus of all of that stuff.
Will he die a natural death at some point?
Unclear. Yeah,
Okay.
unclear.
Do arboreals have a lifespan, or are they like a sentient? They're just chilling forever normally?
I mean, I think they do have a lifespan. There's probably something unique about him, but it's not spelled out.
Because I'm like, trees in general in real life live a very long time.
Yes.
So
But they still die.
Yes.
Eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, unclear. Yeah, and that's Osibu.
Oh my gosh, look, no bad thing.
No bad things.
We didn't fall off a cliff into oh no.
Oh, wait. Did I not talk about how the Pathfinders fucked it up?
Riot!
The bad thing came from the outside.
The bad thing came from the outside. I usually don't swear, but the Pathfinders totally fucked this up.
Okay.
No.
They fucked
Okay.
it all up. It was
Tell
bad.
us.
Okay,
Tell us
but
about
Sam,
it.
the matriarchal society did it though.
Yes, it wasn't like there was some underlying like bad juju and everyone's
Well,
like basically.
I thought it was secretly
So
a
there's a
cult,
little bit of
and they were
bad
sacrificing
juju.
people.
I was like, they're
Okay.
actually just giving everyone weed and not telling them, and everyone's just chill all the
Just really
time because
trill.
they're on drugs.
So at the center of the city, there's this infinitely deep pit called the Nemesis Well.
Okay, that sounds fun.
It predates the city, which I find fascinating because that means somebody found the Nemesis Well and was like, yep, I'm going to set up a city here.
Well, if you have a place where you can keep all of your
Nemesi?
Yeah, so no one's really
Nemesis.
even sure what it is, but Damari Genie, the arboreal, he's like convinced that this is the next apocalypse. So he is set up here, and he feels like his personal role is to guard the pit or the well. So he's like,
but we don't know what's in the pit.
yeah, no one really knows, but he's like, there's like a quote in the book. It talks about, he's like, I don't know. Like, I saw Earthfall. It was terrible. I won't let it happen again. So he's like, he's adamant this is the problem, and he's here.
Okay.
It's a heavy burden.
Yeah, weird podcast note. This is the second really deep pit I've talked about on the podcast, which is just like a weird...
A sub-theme.
Yeah, it's a weird sub-theme. And then the citizens of Osibu built a massive glass dome over it to like keep everyone and everything out of it. So like you can't just like go up to the edge and like spit in the hole. Like,
I wonder what happens if I drop a quarter down.
Yeah, like throw rocks into
but
it.
no
like,
one's tried to explore it or figure it out. Is that where Pathfinder Society comes in?
There was this Pathfinder.
Uh-oh.
His name was Dervin Guest.
Of course it was.
4332 AR. So that's 400 years ago?
Yes.
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 Okay, yeah. So he found this super dangerous artifact called the Lens of Galdonari?
Gollandari.
The Lens of Gollandari, which that will come up when we talk about a thing later.
Okay.
Not in this episode, but like way later.
All right.
It's in Casmaroon. He like is off in Casmaroon doing stuff.
When we say a lens, is it like one of those like little monocle eyepieces?
Kind of. It's like a handheld artifact. So he's like, man.
That's what I was hoping for, like the Monopoly guy.
Yeah. What it is not important other than he thinks it's really, really dangerous and he thinks it needs to get destroyed.
Okay.
So he like hears word of the Nemesis pit and he's like, great, free real estate. I'll just throw it in there.
Oh.
So he seeks out the city. He finds Osibu and he throws it down to the pit.
Wait, what about the dome?
He like somehow gets into there. I think this is a 1E thing. So I actually didn't go that deep. I couldn't find I don't have the actual book that talks about this story. So I was going off the wiki for this one, but he somehow does it. And then he wants to leave the city with his memories intact. Cause that's part of like, if you leave, you can't remember the city. And it's like not clear to me, but somehow like the act of throwing the lens plus his other activities, he successfully escapes the city with his memories.
Oh.
And then he like writes it down.
Oh.
He's like, I visited this awesome place.
And I had this bad juju object, so I chucked it in the well.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah. So he gets out.
Is this just going to become a landfill?
of bad objects.
Well, so like the Osebans are like, yeah, that was bad, but like one bad apple. Like surely
no one else is going to come.
Yeah. So then there was this Pathfinder. Delrin Melkarian. And this is like last year, 4724.
Oh.
He reads the stories from Dervin and he goes, whoa, there's like this amazing place that a previous Pathfinder found. I should go find it. And he does. He finds Osibu. He also was like, wow, this is so cool. I want to leave with all of this knowledge and like publish book 2 and like build on all the knowledge because I'm a Pathfinder and I find the knowledge. So back to that thing, how like there's no money. Everyone like trades in favors. He spent like years building up favors all related to the Nemesis well. Like,
oh boy.
Talking to different people, basically manipulating people, all to figure out a way to like get out of the city. Well, he like gets found out and it doesn't go great. And he's like kind of in like the you're going to get imprisoned or killed. So he jumps in the well.
What?
Do we get to follow his story into the well?
Well, he escaped. He's escaping. He's missing. He's gone. He like jumps in the well and is never heard from again.
Because we don't know where the well goes.
Correct. It might be infinitely death. He might just be falling still.
Forever.
We don't
he
know.
could be in another dimension. He could be turned into goo.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this broke Osibu, this action, because what I didn't tell you about the Nemesis well is that once every 5 years, the well would whisper to all the inhabitants of the city. Like it would like overnight be like,
Did it say anything? Was it like, bring me cheese?
So it really mostly didn't say anything.
Okay.
After Delrin jumps in the well, sometimes it's his voice talking from the well.
Wait, what would he say?
No one actually, like, it's left unclear what he's saying, but like it's actual words sometimes. sometimes now there's a Baylor talking.
Oh.
Lord Galrandari. Like the lens one, the lens of the Baylor. So the lens is from a Baylor.
Oh.
So that Baylor now talks from the pit.
Oh.
Which isn't great. Sometimes it just transmits like the creaking of a dying tree.
Wait, have they asked the tree?
Well, he's like freaking out because this used to happen once every 5 years. Now it happens every month. So one day a month, everybody in the city doesn't sleep. And it like, you're gonna die. Like,
so the vibes of the city have gone down.
Yeah. And it's usually just like a whispering, haunting chorus is like the thing that it mostly does. So imagine like one night a week, like, well, I guess it's chorus night and nobody sleeps.
I mean, you could build a theme around it.
This is the night where we all stay up and sing songs to keep up morale.
Yeah. So Osibu's kind of freaked out.
Sure, as you would be.
Their whole way of life is kind of rocked and shattered. So our arboreal friend, he's created this special fungus. So now those sproutings, like when they go out and they leave to go travel the world, they like spread this fungus all across Golarion. He has like created the global CIA observation network because they're looking for Delrin.
Oh.
So like now he can connect to anywhere across the planet through the fungus and be like, is he there?
Oh, that's cool.
Is he in Cheliax? Is he in Arcadia? Is he in the jungle?
That's
like he
cool.
can see everywhere.
There's some moral implications of this, but it's cool.
100%. And also I think it might be driving him a little crazy to have like that much info coming into him. Any visitors are watched way more closely now. Like straight up paranoia of anyone who shows up now. It's like, are you going to jump in the well?
But they still let them in.
Sometimes they're much less willing to let them in. And also it goes poorly faster. They've posted guards around the Nemesis well. They like expect something to come out of the Nemesis well. And like the whole community is much less trusting now. Cause like he went through and like played everybody off each other and like broke the trust of the entire city. So yeah, that's actually Osibu. It's not in a horrible place, but the city's not in like the best mental place.
Sure. So it was great. And then it got ruined.
Yeah.
Or it just got weirder.
Got
Is there
weirder.
going to be an adventure path here for this, do we think?
It feels like there should be.
I'm like, it feels like a really good setup for one.
Yeah.
I think so. So I would think in the future there is one, but I didn't see any like, you're definitely going to Osibu.
Yeah. I mean, I have so many questions about the well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool. I was like, I knew nothing going in. I think it's really cool.
That is cool.
So I'm actually done this time, Sam.
Okay. All right, fine. Well, thanks, Ryan, for this fabulous place that now I'm kind of sad somebody's screwed up, but it's all right.
Two men go into the city.
Two random dudes. Two
I
explorers.
was going to make a comment, but
It's just so funny because I feel like the game is called Pathfinder, and then we have all of these stories where the Pathfinders are the ones who like come in and you're like, oh buddies,
oops,
like why'd you do that? So it just feels weird. It's like we're rooting for the bad guys. Like this is what our game is called, but also oof.
But think of how many societies were just chilling, having a good time, and then a group of people show up and
then
they're
Taldor
like,
comes exploring.
Yeah.
I'm here to make your lives better.
Yeah. It's like the intentions, like the Pathfinders, it's like, cool, we want to learn about stuff. And it's like, yeah, we all want to learn about stuff, but maybe like don't go crazy while you're learning about stuff.
Uh-huh.
We have this whole secret thing. We have like one rule. Don't talk about the city. Don't talk about Fight Club.
Right.
And then you wouldn't talk about Fight Club.
Or like, I don't know, you want to see it? That's cool. Go see it. Don't chuck stuff into it.
Like, we're not your trash pit.
Yeah, don't litter with your bad juju magical objects. All right, well, on that note, we'll take a break and we'll be back with campaigns and characters. And we're back to Osibu with campaigns and characters. All right, so for my campaign, we talked about how there is not necessarily a adventure path set up for this yet. Hopefully there will be. So I'm making up my own adventure path for this based on the information that Ryan gave us, because I think there's some really cool plot hooks. So my campaign would start with the twice honored women statues starting to malfunction.
Ooh, okay.
So Osibu would start to experience like angrier animals within the perimeters. So while we can assume that the twice honored women are keeping things angry outside and chill on the inside, we'd start to see a lot less chill on the inside. And that would naturally cause alarm.
Conflict.
The other concerning kind of setup that I would have would be our arboreal grandpa friend is going to go into a deep sleep. And we can't wake him up. So he's not dead, but he's not answering questions. He's not talking. He's like chilling in a coma.
Sure.
So then the leadership of Osibu is like, okay, well, we have to figure out what's going on. They kind of do an initial search and they don't find anything weird within the city. So it's like, okay, we've scanned. We can't find like a magical object that's interfering. We can't find like a suspicious person that appears to be screwing stuff up within the city walls. So we're going to have to maybe look outside and see if we can figure it out.
Sure.
So there is a call for heroes, of people in the city. We need a team that we can send out to go inspect the twice honored women statues, see if we can figure out like what has impacted the magic, and then their assumption that we're going to go off of for this team is someone nefarious is trying to impact things, and they are probably outside of the city somewhere.
I knew it.
Yes. And so then my overarching campaign idea is we have a big bad who is trying to get access to the Nemesis Well.
Of course.
Who presumably knows what it is and how to use it, but needs a clearer path to it. So needs to cause chaos, needs to get people out, needs to wreck defenses before they can get to it. So our group of heroes is going to need to figure out who this big bad is, where they are located, and try to circumvent them before they can get to the Nemesis Well.
Yes.
That's fun.
So yeah, that's my campaign idea.
Yes.
That better be an adventure path at some point, because I think it would be really cool.
Yes.
So.
You can like, and you probably lose access of like the information network, the mold, or the fungus.
Yeah.
Grandpa controls it.
So we'd probably have like some like initial setup, like what do you know before? So there's probably, it's probably, I'm not sure if I would do like a book one where like just the statues go down, and then maybe end of book one is when the tree falls asleep. So then book two, you've got whatever information you were able to get in book one, and then book two is like leaving the city. So maybe book one is like we're searching the city, we're trying to figure out what's going on with the statues. Okay, we've got this information, and then tree goes down, and we have enough to go off of that we're like, okay, we think we have a secondary location that we need to go to, and that would be book two. And then I think book three, because I refuse to do anything more than 3 book adventure paths. Book 3 would be like return to the city with the information, big showdown with the big bad, trying to prevent them from hitting the Nemesis Well, or you're building up defenses for an attack or whatever it is. So I think I would play with it like that.
Yes.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I would build a character whose sole motivation is prior to this happening is the biggest gossip in this town and would constantly try to go take the one question a day from Grandfather Willow.
Love it.
To ask him about the spiciest thing that he heard from all of his mole network.
So you have to be in the party because you have all of the random information from him, and some of it is relevant and some of it is not.
Most of it's not, and like my character's sole motivation is needing him to wake up again so that she can keep feeding her addiction.
That's hilarious. What I would play with that as the GM is like he answers the gossip questions, but some of them actually have relevant information in them.
Sure,
well, and once you leave, right, then like some of the NPCs that you encounter could be something that she has heard something about. Like, oh, no, you're cheating on your husband.
Oh my gosh. What I would do with that is like, assuming this has been happening for a while, like I would just give you a stack of Post-its that are just like whatever the random like hot goss was.
Yes.
And I'm not going to tell you what's relevant or not. And then you have to like read them and then remember them. Like, wait, incredible. I know this one. Oh, that'd be great.
I need a prologue scene of like, why are you always here?
Right, like when he goes to sleep, my initial suspicion is he is just trying to dodge me.
The party goes to like see like he fell asleep and you're like, look, bro. Wake up.
You're like, that's where they meet you. Like your tent is pitched outside. I know he's avoiding me.
You owe me one question today, and I won't leave until I get it.
Oh my gosh, you could insist on like back pay of questions too.
Oh
Like,
my
when this is all over, you owe me 3 months of questions.
I feel like this character is a bard. Like I feel like it's
Yeah, there's only one option
100%.
here.
Yeah. Because then I mean you have to be useful in some way then to the party too. But I feel like it's
I'd like to think I take my pieces of gossip and then turn them into tales that I tell
Yes.
throughout the
I
town.
think we would have to like instead of it being like you're a bard with an instrument, I think the instrument is gossip. Like I think that's like the mechanic.
Oh my gosh, like
that we would
inspiring
do
courage
is-
with the gossip.
Yes. Your inspire courage sounds like, well, at least you didn't do what Bobby
Oh my
McGee
gosh,
did
you're,
last week.
you're the bard from that song.
Which
Wait,
one?
which song?
You're short and nobody likes you.
Yes, yes.
So it's less inspiring courage and more of debuffing the enemy.
I
But
mean,
it could be both. It could be
That's true.
both.
That's true.
Remember that time you were a really nice friend?
my main joy at work is people telling me pieces of gossip. So I can't tell you the high that I get from it. So I imagine there are other people who like there's an
Yes.
interesting enough piece of gossip that it is motivating them to keep going.
That's
I
incredible.
like it. And this is the levity that we need in a campaign where we're talking about Nemesis as well.
Yes, yes. This is incredible.
I like it.
I love it. Okay, so then what do we have to rank this?
Oh, okay.
What do we want to rank it? We gotta pick a thing to rank it.
Yes. What is our
0 out of 10
measurement?
whatevers.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to think of like
I don't think fungus.
no
Feminine spirits.
Twice honored women.
Yeah, I could do twice out on women.
That's just a hilarious thing, so I like it.
I'm trying to think of what else you could do.
I know. I was trying to think of other like tangibles.
Stained glass windows. Plant. I mean, I feel like we did plants already. We did trees, right? For the
I think so.
elven. Yeah.
Gardens, since there are 12 gardens.
Gardens. Yeah, that's probably. Yeah.
How many pits?
How many pits?
That's bad. We don't want more of those.
Yeah.
I think we do gardens.
Let's do gardens,
Since
gardens,
those are
gardens.
the districts.
What do
All
you
right.
think?
So 0 out of 10 or 0 to 10 is our
0 to 10. Yeah.
0 to 10 is our metric.
I'm gonna say a 9 out of 10 for being there, and like a 2 out of 10 for getting there.
Yeah, I think if we're just dropped into the city
Yeah, sounds
without the travel,
Yeah.
I feel like I'd give it an 8 with like the current creepy whispering.
Not great, but again, like you could build like nights around that.
Yeah.
Like think of how much people love Halloween.
Yeah,
It's fair. It's
You
fair.
could do a creepy ghost store.
that's true. Yeah, I feel like it's not like a 10 for me just because there does seem to be a threat of something bad is coming out of the well at some point.
Sure.
So I'd give it I think I'd stick with an 8 on the there could be danger.
Yeah, I'm good with 8 or 9. It feels like a really nice place, especially if like you're there for 2 weeks and you
Oh,
just
yeah.
don't happen to fall over like the month of
Yeah.
the one night a month. And then it sounds like a pretty fun place to be, all things considered.
Yeah. Sounds pretty great.
8 or 9, Sam. You get to be arbiter.
Oh, so much pressure.
You're the host. You get to pick.
Are we doing halves?
We can do halves.
Because I was going to say we could just make it a solid 8.5.
8 and a half.
I
Do
like
8 and a
it.
half. That's a solid B plus ish, right? B.
Oh, well
That's a
then
B.
maybe I would give it a 9 then because
Okay.
I feel like it's an A kind of place.
Okay.
I don't think I'd give it a B.
Give it an A. Give it 9.
Although that's kind of a dumb
Or it could be
measurement
before
anyway.
and after. It could be an A before the men found it.
Before these stupid dudes wandered in here and started chucking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I say we go 9.
9.
Yeah,
9 it is.
great place.
Give it
All
a
right.
9.
Well, thanks, Ryan, for that lovely trip through snake-infested jungle.
Don't forget the
Um,
crocodile.
And the crocodile men. And wow, it's been a journey today.
Mhm.
Woo, okay. All right, well, that is Osibu and the Screaming Jungle. Sounds like a novel title. So everyone, thanks for joining us today. Remember, we have a Patreon link in the show notes or on our website, or search us on Tabletop Travel Guide Podcast. Thanks to everybody that is listening. We are so glad to be getting back in the swing of things and producing regular content for you guys. If you're enjoying the pod, leave us a rating or review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Also, tell your friends. We love lore and everybody else does too. So, get everybody involved. Feel free to reach out to us by email at tabletoptravelguidepodcast@gmail.com or on our Instagram at tabletoptravelguide, or hit us up on Patreon if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or if you've been to the real Snake Island, let us know. And until next time, safe travels.